This is the all-new BMW X5. Previously, the biggest BMW SUV you could get your hands on, until the announcement of the X7 last year stole that title. But this latest model is unlikely to be turning into the forgotten middle child anytime soon. The new X5 is larger than the last one and has grown a few centimetres in length, height and width, which should be good news for space in the cabin. So that's where we'll start. It's not very often that you could describe the boot as a genuinely impressive part of a car, but somehow BMW have managed it with the X5. Not only is it a pretty decent size at 645 litres, it also does this, which makes it very handy for loading because you can get rid of that load lip when you want to with minimum effort, which is what these big luxury cruisers are all about. You've also got some handy underfloor storage. No need to worry about a spare wheel with this one because this one is on run flat tyres. So you can use this part to hide valuables instead, and you don't even need to worry about holding this part up because it's on gas struts. Then if you ever need to carry anything bigger, those back seats will fold down with another effortless pull of a lever. You've got some tether hooks if you ever need to tie anything down. You've got a 12-volt socket for charging, some handy shopping bag hooks, and it's all finished really nicely. As boots go, this is about as close to a 10 out of 10 as you're going to get. You can get the X5 with an optional third row of seats in the back, turning it into a 7-seater, which will obviously swallow up most of that boot space while they're up, but can be a very handy option for larger families or for those who need to ferry their kids' friends around. This is the 5-seat model and space in the back is very generous. For reference, I'm 5'6", that's my driving position, and I've got lots of leg and headroom. And I do think there's a good bit of leeway there for those who might be taller than me. Just like the boot, attention to detail in the back is second to none, and everything is finished beautifully. You've got 4-zone climate control, extremely comfy seats, you've got magazine holders, tablet holders, USB charging ports, although they are the USB-C ports and I don't have an adapter. And you've also got a pull-down centre armrest, complete with cup holders. Now it is definitely going to be more comfortable for 3 than 2 because the middle seat is not the most comfortable option. It's a little bit firmer than the other two and you have got a very small hump in the floor to contend with. But any less than 3 back here are going to be very, very happy. If, like me, you're still thinking about that amazing boot, then wait till you see what's in the front of the cabin. It's every bit as impressive as you'd expect, with a beautifully simple layout, top drawer materials and brilliant ergonomics that help you feel at home pretty quickly. This X5 has seen a huge leap forward in terms of technology, with a fully digital instrument cluster now standard across the range, and a new and improved iDrive infotainment system, still providing one of the best multimedia experiences out there. Now you can control this in lots of different ways, as a touchscreen for example, via this rotary dial in the centre here. We'll get back to that bling now in a second. You've got voice control on the steering wheel, and if all of that seems like too much effort, you've also got gesture control. A semi-pointless feature, but one that makes me very happy. What can I say? I'm a sucker for a gimmick. And on that note, if you want, as part of its technology pack, you can have a BMW display key, which is a touchscreen key, which will allow you to do things like check the fuel level and preheat the car before your next departure. All very impressive, but there is an app that you can get for your phone which will do pretty much all of the same things. This is a little bit bulky to carry around. You do have to remember to put it in the right spot so that it will charge. And the fear of breaking or losing it is very real. That is not going to be cheap to replace. Also optional is this glass pack, which will add a touch of bling to your iDrive dial, your volume controls, your start-stop button, and perhaps most controversially of all, your gear selector. Now this has completely divided the Cars Ireland office and our whole social media following. In fact, when I put it to a poll last week, the results were tighter than the Brexit vote. So I'm going to put another one up now. Do you love or hate the blingy gear selector? Thanks in advance for helping us to solve what is surely one of the other most divisive issues of our time. Now, I wasn't quite sure on it at first, but it's really grown on me, and it does look particularly nice at night. Plus, it's optional, so if you don't want it, you don't have to have it. In terms of standard kit, it would probably be easier to list the things that the X5 doesn't come with, because it does come extremely generously equipped. And for a starting price of close to €90,000, it would want to. Most customers will choose to upgrade to this M Sport model, which adds the stylish M Sport styling pack, including alloy wheels of up to 22 inches. This one has been spec'd with slightly more sensible 21s and this gorgeous ivory white merino leather interior. Other optional extras include a €4,000 Sky Lounge panoramic glass sunroof, heated and cooled cup holders as part of a comfort package, and a technology pack which will add a heads-up display, a Harman Kardon sound system, that display key and parking assistant plus. Now, I might not be a huge fan of the display key, but this is truly excellent. It will give you a 360-degree around view of the car, and it even works with the gesture control. That is ridiculous. At the moment, there's a choice between a 3-litre petrol and 2 3-litre diesels. This is the xDrive 30D, which is likely to be one of the most popular sellers because of its good balance between performance and economy. Although there is the 400 brake horsepower 50D for those who are more concerned with the performance end of things. Still though, with 265 brake horsepower and 620 newton meters of torque, this one isn't exactly a slouch either, and will take you from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 6.5 seconds, which is pretty impressive for a vehicle that weighs over 2 tons. They all come with an 8-speed automatic transmission as standard, and this one is equipped with xDrive, which makes it what I can only assume is a very capable off-roader. I, for one, won't be putting that to the test, and I highly doubt anyone who has paid €120,000 for one will either. But it is nice to have, and it does offer a nice bit of extra grip around corners. The BMW X5 is, without a doubt, the quickest and best handling SUV I have ever driven. It is genuinely good fun to drive. The power uptake is immediate, there's no lag whatsoever, and it is perfectly balanced to cope with higher speeds. So unlike a lot of the newer performance SUVs out there, the BMW X5 was designed with a sporty drive in mind, and it just gets it so right. It's beautifully planted around corners with no roll whatsoever. Then the steering is incredibly adaptive in that it's nice and light around town when you want it to feel easy to manoeuvre, but then you can weight it up when you find a country road and want to have a bit more fun. And there's also a drive mode selector which will help you control those settings even further, including a sport mode, which genuinely changes the feel of the car, makes everything feel a bit more urgent, a bit louder, and thanks to the standard air suspension will even lower the car by a few mils to make it stick to the road even better. As well as that, it's got just about every driver assisting safety feature you can think of, including lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, radar assisted cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and all of these features combined to help it feel just about as close as you can get to the car driving itself for you. In summary, the BMW X5 is an absolutely incredible car in just about every way. And for the price tag, it would want to be. Is this the type of luxury that would make you part with that kind of money? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Like and share if you enjoyed the video, and more importantly, make sure to vote on that blingy gear selector poll. Thanks for watching, and join us back here next week where we'll have another luxury crossover for you to consider.